So Hare Krishna, greetings from Brahmapuri, not too far away from Rishikesh. So this is really the lap of the Himalayas. And what we will be doing today is I'll be giving you a short tour of Brahmapuri, a very, very important pilgrimage site. And not many people know about this place, and therefore I felt it's important for all of us to learn a little bit about Lord Ram's pastimes, about Mother Ganga's pastimes, about Hanumanji, and a little more about the Bhagwatam. Towards the end of this video, I will also recite a few verses from the Srimad Bhagwatam on the descent of Mother Ganga, and maybe discuss a little bit more about the appearance of Srimad Bhagwatam and Parikshit Maharaj, Sukadev Goswami, and the importance of reading the Srimad Bhagwatam. Okay, so thank you very much and stay tuned. Hare Krishna, welcome back. So you can see over here Mother Ganga flowing, and you can also see the Himalayas. So Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that amongst all immovable objects, I am the Himalayas, and amongst all rivers, I am Mother Ganga. So once again, this is Brahmapuri, a very beautiful ashram, and it is also the tapovan of Lord Ram and Hanumanji. So Lord Ram and his brothers came here on the advice of Vasishtha Muni after the residents of Ayodhya requested him to do some penance, because at the end of the day Ravana was a Brahmana, and Lord Ram killed Ravana, and therefore he was requested by the residents of Ayodhya to do some penance to counteract the sins of killing Ravana. So Lord Ram then went to Vasishtha Muni and requested Vasishtha Muni, where should I go and what should I embark on? What practices should I embark on? And Vasishtha Muni, so yesterday you saw some of the photographs of Vasishtha Guft, or the cave where Vasishtha lived. So Vasishtha Muni, the guru of Lord Ram, requested him to come to Brahmapuri, right? To come to Brahmapuri and meditate here for 12 years. And Ram, Bharat, Lakshman and Shatrughan, all of them came to this place to meditate, right? To perform penance for 12 years. So the exact spot where Lord Ram meditated or underwent penance is Brahmapuri, and his cave can actually be seen. The cave in which he meditated is actually right in front over here, right? I'll be going down there in a short while. And Lakshmanji, he meditated about 20 kilometers away from here, where the current Lakshman Jula is. So prior to that, there was another bridge built by the sages. It was then renamed into Lakshman Jula, and of course many years later it was reconstructed, and right now it's undergoing some major renovations. And where Bharat Maharaj did the meditation is where Bharat Mandir is. It's closer to Haridwar. So the four brothers, each of them took a different place to undergo the penance, right? To meditate together with their brother. Of course, Lord Ram is Bhagwan himself, and the reason why he's doing this is to set an example to all of us, right? To set an example to all of us. So what I'll be doing right now is to show you some other places within this Brahmapuri. We'll begin with Aksharvat. So there are 4 Aksharvat, or the 4 ever youthful trees on earth, right? So this is one of the Aksharvat. I'll be getting closer to this place. So Hare Krishna, welcome back. You will see here Tulsi Maharani. She's protected from the very strong winter with a piece of cloth. Right? Tulasi Krishna Preyasi Namo Nama. I'll now take you to the Aksharvat 3. Once again, this is Ramstali, Brahmapuri Tapavan, where Ram, Lakshman, Hanuman meditated to set an example. And this is the Aksharvat 3. Right, so there are 4 Aksharvat, or 4 ever youthful banyan trees. One of them is in Aksharvat, one of them is in Prayagraj, one in Gaya, one in Suktal. Suktal is the place where Parikshit Maharaj recited the Srimad Bhagwatam to Sukadev Goswami. And the 4th Aksharvat is in Brahmapuri. Right, so this is the Aksharvat 3. And this is mentioned in the Padma Purana. You can see over here, the Padma Purana verse is here. It explains about this place and the Aksharvat 3. Just next to this place are the 12 Jyotirlings. Right, so you can either go to all the 12 Jyotirlings, Amarnath and Muktinath, a few other places, Ujjain, Mahakaleshwar, Omkareshwar. Yeah. So this is all the 12 Jyotirlings. So Hare Krishna, I just took the flight of steps down, right, closer to Mother Ganga, and this is the cave of Lord Ram. This is exactly the spot where Lord Ram meditated for 12 years upon the advice of Vasishtha Muni. And with the permission of the sadhus here, I'm opening the gufa so all of you can have darshan. Opening the gates of the gufa. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram, 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 Jai Shri Ram. Right. Let me just pay obeisances. Right. So this is for 12 years. Lord Ram meditated here for 12 years. Let me just close the cave. So they have just repainted the inside of the cave. You will recall a few years ago, Mother Ganga, how her levels rose to not to somewhere there, right? So, and a lot of the rocks were displaced, but nothing happened to the caves. And the acharyas over here, they have taken the responsibility to, redo some of the works in this area. Right. So, when Lord Ram and Hanumanji came here first, they had actually gone down to the banks of Mother Ganga to have a bath, and Ramji informed Hanuman that this place is really noisy, right? There are large rocks and Mother Ganga is splashing over the rocks, and this is creating a lot of noise, and this is going to disturb my meditation. How am I going to be meditating here for 12 years? And as they went into Mother Ganga, right, so she appeared Right? Mother Ganga personified appeared and informed them that please, Lord Ram, please don't move away from here. Right? What I'll do is around 300 meters before this particular spot and 300 meters after this particular spot, I will be really peaceful. You will not hear any noise from my movement. And even until today, this whole place is so peaceful. You cannot hear the moving river. Right? So once again, this is the exact spot where Lord Ram meditated for 12 years. And Vasistha Muni at the end of 12 years came and told Lord Ram that, you can now return back to Ayodhya. And anyone who actually come to this place will be blessed. And Lord Ram actually gave this boon to anyone who comes to this place, that just 12 years of meditation is going to be really difficult for people, especially for residents of Kali Yuga. And therefore Lord Ram mentioned that anyone who comes to this place, who takes the darshan of the Gufa, who bathes in Mother Ganga, or even take a few drops of the waters from Mother Ganga, it will be equivalent to 12 years of meditation. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go to the banks of Mother Ganga, get some water on myself as well as for all of you. Right? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. I'll just remove my socks. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. You'll see water is crystal clear and freezing cold too. Jai Ma Gange. Let's pay obeisances to Mother Ganga. Ma Gange. Let's take some water. And some water for all of you. Let me also dip my chanting bag, my chanting beads, into the water. Hare Krishna. So Hare Krishna, as I mentioned earlier, it's really quiet over here, except for the occasional noise created by these guys over here. Right. Whitewater rafting. Right. So in the Hanuman Chalisa, you would have heard the verse Ram Dware Tum Rakhwale. Right. So this is exactly the rock, the spot where Hanumanji, he sat, right, and protected the meditation of Ram. Right. So this is called the Hanuman Shila. A huge boulder. Let's pay obeisances to Hanumanji. Jai Hanuman. Hare Krishna, welcome back. So we have covered Ram Gufa, Hanuman Shila, as well as the Aksharvat tree, and now we are at Sankadi cave. So this is the spot where the four Kumaras, the Sanat Kumaras, they had a discussion of the Srimad Bhagwatam with Narada Muni some 270 years after Lord Krishna left earth. Of course, Krishna is still here, but after Krishna left, some 270 years later, the four Kumaras met Narada Muni again, and they discussed the Srimad Bhagwatam in this particular cave, right? So I'll be kneeling towards this cave now. It's quite a big cave, right? Let's pay obeisances. So this is one of the four Bhagwatam Peeths. Brahmapuri, one of the four Bhagwatam Peeths. The other being, the first one being Badrika Ashram, where Vedavyas ji recited the entire Bhagwatam, and it was scribed by Ganesh ji. So that's the second Bhagwatam Peeth. The third Bhagwatam Peeth is Suktal, where Sukadev Goswami recited the Bhagwatam to Parikshit Maharaj because of the strong desire of Parikshit Maharaj to learn about how a person should conduct himself at the point of death and how he should live his entire life. Right? So Sukadev Goswami was seen as the most knowledgeable to share this knowledge with Parikshit Maharaj. So that's the third Bhagavad Peeth. And the fourth Bhagavad Peeth is Naimishranya, very, very close to Lucknow. And it's seen as, or it's noted as the center of the entire universe, right? The center of the entire universe. Or maybe the center of Earth. Right? It's seen as the hub, and the spokes, they reach out to the rim which makes up the entire Earth. Or universe, I'm not too sure about that. So that's the exact spot where the sages of Naimishranya, they gathered to discuss or to learn from Sutta Goswami. Right? To learn from Sutta Goswami. Right? And the leader of all the sages was Rishi Shonak. Right? So Rishi Shonak was the leader of all the sages, and he was the one posing the questions to Sutta Goswami. Sutta Goswami was present when Sukadev Goswami was reciting the Bhagwatam to Parikshit Maharaj. So those are the four Bhagavad Peeths. And this is the exact spot for one of the Bhagavad Peeths. And there's always a desire amongst the strong proponents of the Srimad Bhagwatam that somehow they should be given a chance, or the Lord should bless them to at least recite the Bhagwatam in one of these four Peeths. So today we will recite some of the verses from the Srimad Bhagwatam, and we will go to the section which discusses the descent of Mother Ganga. Hare Krishna. Once again, invoke the blessings of all the Acharyas, all our Guru Parampara, and Sri Krishna, Vedavyas. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Nashtaprayashta Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtaki. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha. Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Namah Pankajanabhaya Namah Pankajamaline Namah Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangraye. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Srimad Bhagwatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, welcome back. So it's amazing because it's you have the sun shining directly, and I can remove all the the woolen wear right now, right? So you can see the Mother Ganga, and you can see the foothills of the Himalayas in the background. So we had discussed in our Bhagwatam classes about Bhishma Dev, right? Bhishma Dev being the son of Mother Ganga and Shantanu, and Shantanu had a great desire to marry Mother Ganga, and Mother Ganga, she agreed on the condition that Shantanu would not question her, right? For whatever deeds, he will never ever question Mother Ganga. So they were happily married, and Mother Ganga gave birth to the first child. She brought the child into her waters, and she let go of the child. Shantanu remembered that he could not question her, right? So he was just quiet, and then he went back to his kingly duties. The second child was born, and again Mother Ganga brought the child into her waters and left the child. So like this, 7 children of Shantanu and Mother Ganga, they were placed into the waters. And when she was about to place the 8th child of Shantanu and Mother Ganga, when she was about to place her 8th child into the waters, Shantanu yelled and told her to please stop. Why are you doing this? We have already lost 7 of our children. And then she reminded him of his vow not to question her. Right? So then what she did was she left with the child. She left with the child, and many years later she returned back with the child. Right? After the child had been, trained in military warfare, in all the different Vedic knowledge, material knowledge, everything. Once he was totally trained, she took the responsibility of bringing him back to the father. So Shantanu met his son, and the reason why she had been placing the earlier 7 sons into the water was because these 7 children who had drowned, plus Bhishma Dev, they were all Vasus. Alright, so the 8 Vasus are the 8 demigods: Anala, Anila, Soma, Ahas, Dara, Dhruva, Pratyusha and Prabhasha. And together they represent the very elements of Mother Nature. So once the wife of Prabhash persuaded her husband to get her a cow which actually belonged to Rishi Vashisht. So yesterday I had gone to Vashisht Muni's ashram, and I took some photographs for all of you. the same Rishi Vashisht, right? So he had a cow, I think it's Kamadhenu cow, and Prabhasha, so the 8th Vasu's wife had requested her husband Prabhasha to get that cow for her. So what Prabhasha did was, he was so much in love with his wife, he didn't disagree to this, and with the help of his 7 brothers, these 8 Vasus, right, they stole Vashishta cow for Prabhasha's wife. And Vashishta Muni, through his aesthetic powers, he figured out that it was an act by the 8 Vasus, and therefore, he cursed them to be born on earth as mortals and to suffer the pain like all mortals do. So what the 8 Vasus did was they went back to Rishi Vashisht for mercy, but the curse couldn't be taken back. Somehow it could be dampened, right? It could be dampened. And what Rishi Vashisht granted was some relief to the 7 Vasus, that their lifetime on earth could be shortened and that they could they could then ascend to paradise. But the 8th Vasu, Prabhasha, who instigated the other 7 to steal the cow out of his passion for his wife, he would suffer the pain on the account of all the 8 Vasus. And therefore, Bhishma Dev was freed from the drowning, but he had to remain on earth as a mortal, and he died on the battlefields of Kurukshetra. He was killed by a woman, right? We know that he was killed by a woman, and at the hands of a woman, and also he did not marry. Right? So that's the background behind Bhishma Dev, the 7 Vasus and Mother Ganga. Now let's read from Srila Prabhupada's Bhagwatam, the descent of River Ganga. Okay. So this is just a minute. So this is from Srimad Bhagwatam, Canto 5, Chapter 17, the descent of River Ganga. The 17th chapter, it feels amazing reading this in front of Mother Ganga in the Bhagavad Peeth, where the 4 Sanakumaras discuss the Bhagavatam with Narada Muni. So thank you very much for the opportunity, and thank you very much for listening to this recitation of the Srimad Bhagavatam. This chapter was actually drafted by Srila Prabhupada himself, so I'm just going to be reading this. So the descent of the River Ganga. The 17th chapter describes the origin of River Ganga, and how it flows in and around Ilavrata Varsha. There's also a description of the prayers Lord Shiva offered to Lord Sankarshan, part of the quadruple expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Vishnu once approached Bali Maharaj while the king was performing a sacrifice. The Lord appeared before him as Trivikram or Vamanadev and begged alms from the king in the form of 3 steps of land. With 2 steps, Lord Vamana covered all the 3 planetary systems and pierced the covering of the universe with the toes of his left foot. A few drops of water from the causal ocean leaked through this hole and fell on the head of Lord Shiva, where they remained for 1,000 millenniums. These drops of water are the sacred river Ganga. It first flows onto the heavenly planets, which are located on the soles of Lord Vishnu's feet. The Ganges river is known by many names such as Bhagirathi and Jahnavi. Mother Ganga purifies Dhruvaloka and the planets of the 7 sages, the Saptarishis, because both Dhruva and the sages had no other desire than to serve the Lord's lotus feet. The Ganges river, emanating from the lotus feet of the Lord, inundates the heavenly planets, especially the moon, and then flows through Brahmapuri atop Mount Meru. here the river divides into 4 branches known as Sita, Alakananda, Chakshu and Bhadra, which then flows down to the ocean of salt water. The branch known as Sita flows through Shekhara Parvata and Gandamadana Parvata and then flows down to Bhadrasva Varsha, where it mixes with the ocean of salt water in the west. The Chakshu branch flows through Malyavan Giri and after reaching Katumala Varsha, mixes with the ocean of salt water in the west. The branch known as Bhadra flows into Mount Miru, Mount Kumada and the Nila, Sweta and Sringavan mountains before it reaches the Kuru Desha, where it flows into the ocean of salt water in the north. So you can see that, it is not just the glaciers, right? The glaciers at Gangotri melting to form this water. It is actually from the spiritual world. The Alaknanda branches flows through Brahmalaya, crosses over many mountains including Hemakuta and Himakuta, and then reaches Bharatavarsha, where it flows into the southern side of the ocean of salt water. Many other rivers and their branches flow through the 9 Varsha. The tract of land known as Bharatavarsha is the field of activities, and the other 8 Varshas are for persons who are meant to enjoy heavenly comfort. Oh, you can see those guys river rafting. In each of the 8 beautiful provinces, the celestial denizens enjoy various standards of material comfort and pleasure. A different incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead distributes His mercy in each of the 9 Varshas of Jambudvipa. In the Ilavarta Varsha, Lord Shiva is the only male. There he lives with his wife Bhavani, who is attended by many maidservants. If any other male enters the province, Bhavani curses him to become a woman. Lord Shiva worships Lord Sankarshan by offering various principles, one of which is as follows: My dear Lord, please liberate all your devotees from material life and bind all the non-devotees to the material world. Without your mercy, no one can be released from the bondage of material existence. Right? So this is the introduction to chapter number 17 of canto number 5. Right? So I will just sit here for a little bit more time and maybe read through the Bhagwatam. And before I go, let's just once again invoke the blessings of all the Acharyas, all our Guru Parampara, and Sri Krishna, Vedavyas. Hare Krishna. We have just reached Devprayag, and this is the confluence of Alaknanda and Bhagirathi rivers. So this confluence then reforms Ganga. Right? So higher up in the Himalayas, Ganga splits and then she reconnects again, re-emerges as Alaknanda and Bhagirathi. It splits, she splits into Alaknanda and Bhagirathi, and she merges again to form Ganga. So this is really beautiful, you can see over here. Really beautiful. This is the Raghunath Mandir. Lord Sri Ram is said to have come here. Hare Krishna. A nice calf just resting. on a bridge. And this is Devprayag. Once again, you can see the two rivers, Bhagirathi and Alaknanda, merging together to form the Ganga. Just contrast the sound here to the sound in Brahmapuri, where it was really very quiet.